welcome to the channel. C-Train here, about to show you guys a rack of barbecued lamb ribs. As you can see in the background, I got the pit barrel rolling. We're gonna smoke up these lamb ribs from Porter Road on the pit until they're tasty delicious. So check it out. So on a rack of lamb ribs like this, there's not too much prep that's required. There is a lot of fat. We're gonna leave this fat on for the most part, except for thick, hard parts, we'll take it off. But anything that's thin, we're gonna leave on. It will render out, and lamb fat has a really ridiculously sweet flavor. That's what we're here for. This is dry aged lamb fat in particular. If they're gonna dry age it, why the hell would we cut it off? So one of the big steps you do wanna do, it does have a membrane that runs across underneath. We want to take the membrane off. If you don't, when you smoke it, this is going to curl up. It's going to give your rack a really ugly presentation. So a little trick that I've tried to do before, we'll see if I can get it right for the camera, comes with the packaging instead of a paper towel. I'll go ahead and pinch the membrane here. Okay. All right. So the membrane has been removed. Little bits there. That's fine. It's not going to kill anything or hurt anything. This little flap here, we're gonna trim it off. You can cook it up separate. It has a nice chewy texture, just like a rib, lots of fat in it. However, it kind of ruins the uniformity of the rack. So at this point, looking at the top side of your rack of lamb here, I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, any thick fat will take off. So. That might be about it. Okay, at this point, they're ready to be rubbed down. I'm gonna rub it down with this thing of ours, part 2, which is my signature collaboration rub with Gustus Vitae. Super tasty, guaranteed to satisfy. You should try it out. Lots of herbs, garlic, pepper, salt. Lamb is a very hearty meat in its flavor. It's got strong meat flavor. So it'll hold up to a lot of strong rubs. So what you can do is go ahead, salt, pepper, garlic works great. Rosemary, thyme, oregano also work wonders. Any herbs and spices you want to throw on it, lemon zest, things like that, work wonderful with lamb as well. This rub has a lot of those things: Italian herbs, garlic, salt, and pepper, lemon zest, and a bit of truffle as well. So that's what we're going to hit it with to kick the flavor up to maximum overdrive. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let this rack chill out for about 15 to 20 minutes, let the rub do its thing. We're gonna come back and get it on the pit barrel, and we're gonna smoke it until it's money. All right, so I've got my pit coming up to temp right now. Some basic tips for what I like to do, and again, I always say do what works best for you, but what I like to do when I start my pit up is I like to warm it up without the lid on. The reason being, it's gonna come to temp quicker. If I'm going for a long, low and flow smoke, I might not do that, but right now I want a hot and fast smoke. So we're gonna get it crack-a-lacking. The other thing I do is I warm it up for a hot and fast smoke with the vent all the way open. When it's ready to go, I'm gonna close it down to maybe a fifth of the way, a quarter of the way open maximum. But you don't need a lot of airflow on this thing. It runs hot and it's ready to rock. I'll go ahead and get close-up shots of that for you. Other than that, it's simple, easy. You set it and forget it with this bad boy. What's up, everybody? Got our pit barrel looking Johnny Storm status. We're doing torches back here. Hot, smoking, ready to go. We're gonna take our lamb ribs, put them on. We're gonna put them on the bone side down, fat side up. We may switch them at the end just to kind of crisp up the fat. I'm not sure, we'll see how it goes, but we're gonna put them on bone side down in the middle of the grate. Gonna put in our rebar. And the reason you put the rebar in the pit, even if you're not hanging something, is airflow control. It controls the amount of air that goes out of the exhaust. Last but not least, we're gonna put our lid on and we're good to go. Cook these lamb ribs, hour and 45 minutes on the pit barrel. You can see the fat is totally rendered. They are juicy AF. sliced with that gorgeous pit barrel knife, sprinkled with that This Thing of Ours Part 2, and approved by yours truly, Maya Marie.